Hey guys, I have my atlas that I did a video on. And I figure since I'm doing some videos on how to buy like a debt-free house here in Florida, because I know some of you want to be in areas where it's warm. Okay, so I want to show you some of the areas that you could, if you were interested in moving to Florida, where you don't have to buy a condo or get into something like that. You can buy land and invest in either have somebody build a small house with you that doesn't have a lot of restrictions or permits and things like that, or maybe you can get like a shed and convert it into a house or a tiny house or something like that. So I'm going to show you in my map now some of the areas in Florida that I've been to when I was searching for a house. We went up all the way up to almost Georgia when we were full-timing. There's a lot of areas up there north of Gainesville where to buy things up there, and there's not a lot of requirements for permits and things like that. You will be far away from a lot of stuff, and it's very rural. There's a lot of woods up there, a lot of hunting. Schools are not the best, and they're usually very far away, so be prepared to homeschool your children if that's what you want to do. So let me turn you around and I'll show you in my map some of the areas in case you're interested in looking in Florida this winter for a possible property for you to be full-timing to. Okay, so I'm going to show you the area that are great areas to look for. Ocala, there may be a lot of restrictions, especially because it's a big retiree area. So you could look there. You're mostly going to get farmlands in that area. Might be hard for you to get a shed house to actually have it as a home. Here's Gainesville right here where my finger is. And we were at Williston. We were pretty much around here, and that's where we were traveling to Gainesville. This is where we mostly looked for property. High Springs, lots of places up there. Right here is High Springs. So Gainesville is here and High Springs is here. So you're not too far if you had to get a job or something part-time to get to Gainesville. Newberry also. Live Oak is around. Here is Live Oak. A Live Oak, especially Live Oak. You're going to want to look up here if you're really looking. Now it's going to be colder up this way because you're not too far from Georgia. Georgia borderline is right there. But Live Oak was a big one. Lake City is another that's a big one there. So, and this is the Suwannee here. Mayo, if I can find it here, this is another one that you might want to look at. I didn't get as far as Perry, but I did see a lot of properties come up in the realtors list that were in Perry. We didn't get out that far. But Live Oak, Lake City, Mayo, Madison County, those are areas where you might want to look for stuff like that. Basically, I didn't go up any higher than that, so I'm not really sure. Anything this way is going to be a lot of city, and you're not going to be able to, but basically stay around this area here, right here. Parts of Lafayette, Suwannee, and Columbia counties, up around there. This area here I'm not too sure about, but Tallahassee is there, so I would think there's not going to be a lot in that area. So that's where you want to look if you're looking for property in Florida, which is not going to give you problems for a shed house or a tiny house. So Lake City, Live Oak, Mayo, Perry. Basically anything south is going to give you a lot of headaches with permits and stuff like that. So I wouldn't even bother down that way. I know another area that I've been to which is really nice is Steinhatchee. I don't know there if you can put things like that. At that time it was a little bit more unrestricted, but it could have changed. There was a lot of construction going on there, so I'd like to visit there again because this is a nice place for fishing if you like fishing. Okay, so I thought I'd give it out to you guys so you have an idea of what areas you need to concentrate on if you're looking in Florida. And the great thing about it is if you're traveling, want to come down, you don't have to go all the way down to Florida. You're right up here at the borderline. It's still cold up here. I mean, it will get in the 30s and low 20s. But, you know, that's an unusual. Usually you'll get to the 30s and 40s during the day, and then it'll go up, during the night, and then it'll go up to the 60s, 70s during the day. But you will have to have a heating system if you're going to be buying anything in this area. Okay, guys.